NFL free agency, the 2-day negotiating period is underway. It started today on Monday at noon Eastern time. Free agency officially gets underway on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. But I want to make the case. I want the Steelers to go after Bobby Wagner, 31-year-old free agent, an 8-time All-Pro linebacker, a tackling machine. He is going to be expensive. He made $13.4 million in the 2021 season. But if you want to talk about improving the middle, you want to talk about improving your run defense, Steelers need a linebacker because Robert Spillane's a restricted free agent. He could learn and teach a lot to Devin Bush. And the Steelers also have to decide by May 2nd about Devin Bush's 5th-year option on his rookie contract too. So I know Wagner was an absolute staple in Seattle. We always talk about shoring up the middle and shoring up the running game. He's out there. He's going to come with the hefty price tag. Why not go get Bobby Wagner?
Man, you can cut the price tag. We can work something out when it comes down to the price. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Bobby Wagner would love to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sure Bobby Wagner would love to play for, defensive specialist Brian Flores and Coach Tomlin. I'm sure Bobby Wagner would love to be in that black and gold because when it comes with that black and gold, you talk about tradition. I'm sure Bobby Wagner would love to be in that AFC. I'm sure he would love to play in that cold. I'm sure he would love to play at Heinz Field. That's just Bobby Wagner. When you talk about Bobby Wagner, you talk about actually a Pittsburgh Steeler on his style of play. Bobby Wagner gives the Pittsburgh Steelers depth. Bobby Wagner gives the Pittsburgh Steelers a high IQ. Bobby Wagner gives a young Pittsburgh Steelers inside linebacker group, hey, this is how you be a professional for 10-plus years at doing this 24/7, 365, 17 weeks out the year. Yes, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers should get Bobby Wagner. I think Bobby Wagner not only offers a lot on the field, I think Bobby Wagner is just a off-the-field leader. And you saw that when it came down to the Seattle Seahawks, not only what he did on, but off the field as well. So, yeah, I think Bobby Wagner have, a few gallons left in his tank. I'm thinking 3 years, 4 years max when it come down. But he would definitely help with Spillane and Devin Bush and give depth at that linebacker position. He would definitely show them guys what it is to be a professional, an all-time Pro Bowl, and an All-Pro. So, yes, I think, like I said before, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers should really consider very hard on signing Bobby Wagner and figuring out a deal where it doesn't hurt their cap. They already got a cap room. So you got a guy, Devin Bush, who's coming off an injury. It probably will take him this offseason to be back to what he was. Don't get me wrong, Spillane played his ass off. You can't knock Spillane. But it also give you some more depth at the inside linebacker. So, yes, Pittsburgh, if y'all listening to the Bleav Network show right now, especially with Mark and I, make sure y'all gravitate and get Bobby Wagner because he definitely is a Steeler.
100%, Ike. Now, I think at least one of these players would need to go if you bring in Bobby Wagner because Spillane and Marcus Allen are both restricted free agents. What that means
Mark got to slide. Mark got to slide and you keep Spillane.
Okay. But what that means is the Steelers must decide what each player is worth. They have the right of first refusal to tender about $2.4 million. They could also try to sign Spillane or Allen for a lesser amount before Wednesday, or they could let them walk. Now, again, Devin Bush is under contract through 2022. Whether the Steelers pick up 2023 is up to them with that 5th-year deal. Joe Schobert's under contract for the next several years. Could he be a cap casualty? They got make an upgrade as well with Bobby Wagner. But my point being, Ike, is if you bring in Bobby Wagner, one of those players is going to no longer be on this team.
Yeah, you bring in Bobby, you sign Spillane, you're going to let Marcus Allen go. You're going to ask Joe for a pay cut or you're going to release him. Because Joe wasn't what I was looking for. He wasn't what I thought when he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm just being 100% transparent with you. So you would take Spillane over Joe, considering what happened with Joe last year. So do you take Spillane over Bobby Wagner? No, you take Bobby over Spillane. Do you take Bobby over Devin Bush? Yeah. So now you stuck in a pickle between, Spillane and Devin Bush. Okay. Even though Devin Bush was our first-round draft pick, consistently, who would I have, Spillane or Devin Bush? Right now, you're going to go with Spillane. but you're gonna keep Devin Bush on the field because he was your first round draft pick and he has a lot of athleticism. So that's just the way this front office is thinking. And I just gave some insight on exactly how the front office and general managers think in the offseason. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Spillane in, Allen is out. Schobert, either you resign or we release you to this pay cut, or we definitely bringing in Bobby Wagner if they do bring in Bobby Wagner. That's exactly how the pages of the book gonna go.
And Ike, you're not being overly critical either, because Bush was a first-round draft pick, and if they pick up his fifth-year option in 2022, he would be making nearly $11 million. Schobert's at about $10 million a year. Why does this matter? You're talking about on-field ability. If the Steelers rank dead last in the NFL and rushing yards allowed from a defensive standpoint again in 2022, there's going to be problems. There's going to be major problems, and you're not even going to sniff the playoffs. So you've got to get that shored up. A lot of that does fall on the defensive line, which we've talked about here on the show. It seems like almost every week. But part of that as well is, what are the linebackers doing to help the front seven? So you're not being overly critical. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, you sign a player like Bobby Wagner because you can help shore that up and you can help just greatly improve and upgrade your run defense.
No, I don't think I'm being critical at all. I'm trying to see who's better than Bobby Wagner at the inside linebacker position for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't think there are many in the NFL. Like, he's an not just an 8-time Pro Bowler, an 8-time All-Pro, best at his position, 6 times on the first team All-Pro, 2 times on the second team All-Pro. All-Pro is based on merit. Remember, Pro Bowl based on fan popularity.
Yeah, so that's all right then. So who you gonna match him up with? Who played better last year, Spillane or Devin Bush? Who played better out of the three, Spillane, Joe, or Devin Bush? And that's how you just go down the line. You got to take your feelings out, especially being a general manager or a scout, especially as a coach. Take your feelings out, man. Who played better than who last year? Is this guy coming back well off an injury? Did I overpay one guy? Like, that's just the way you just got to look at it, man. That's just what it is. So my personal opinion, I do think the Pittsburgh Steelers should bring Bobby Wagner in.